Hello there. Today we are racing Spa in A+ lobbies. It's going to be all about managing the slipstream down the Kimmel Straight, holding the right line. We've got 3 races today. The first one is chaos, the second one is absolute perfection, and the third one is a final lap thriller. Going into the first race, we'll see how things didn't go to plan. Starting my first race of this track and car combo with only 7 laps of qualifying, I started roughly in the middle of the pack in 9th place in an A+ lobby. Into the first corner, I got on the brakes a little too late and gave the driver a friendly nudge just to remind him that I'm there. Being the first race, naturally, I needed to calibrate my braking points when following drivers. With a good run, the slipstream allowed me to get past this driver quite quickly. With a 1.15 seconds gap between myself and 7th, I needed to put down some good pace to catch up and get into the slipstream. At the end of lap 1, I was right on the tail of 7th. Being eager to get past because I was sure by this point that I had the pace on him, I made a bad decision to overtake into the high-speed turn. So I backed out because I saw it wasn't going to work, which meant I had to play catch up again. On the Kimmel Straight of lap 2, I was back and ready to fight for the overtake again. I think he put his hazard lights on to ask for a bump draft, but since I was confident I had the pace to gap him, I had no intention of working together. Side by side. Oh, he's a little bit slow through, yeah. Going into Puan, I really needed to get by, so with a better exit I tucked on the inside. Again, a bad decision because he wasn't going to give me any space. But with 7th going off the track, I slowed down to let him pass because I wanted a clean overtake, but he came back on the track and knocked me right off. Unfortunately, this meant I finished the race in 14th. One thing to note is that the fastest lap time of this A+ lobby is at 2 minutes 18.2. This will be relevant in the next race. I had 5 minutes before the next race, but I managed to set a qualifying time that got me starting in first place. Second place was in my slipstream for the first 2 or 3 laps, but was never able to get close enough to battle me for the position. This is partly because I did something I've never done in a race before, which is set the fastest lap on every single lap of the race. With my final fastest lap, without any slipstream from a driver ahead of me or any bump drafts, being at 2 minutes 18.1. Finishing my second race with a 4.5 second lead, I was feeling good. Coming into race 3, my qualifying time was good enough to get me to second place, but I felt like there was a good chance I still have the race pace on the driver ahead. Very often I have race pace over faster qualifiers, and my best theory here is because people usually use one of the fastest ghosts to set their qualifying times, and then they become dependent on those ghosts for acceleration and braking markers, whereas I get to consistently set my fastest lap times without needing a guide to get there. In the beginning, it took me a little longer to get up to pace when compared to using a ghost, but now I'm able to get up to pace even quicker than before. I might bump draft him just for this first little bit while we break away from the Austrian driver. Gone very defensive very early on, even though I was trying to show him that I want to work together. So that means the Austrian driver is now right on my tail. Maybe that's the best tactic for him. Back me up into the driver behind and then break away. I think we've definitely got the pace on Gabo, so I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll be able to overtake. Look at that, catching up again and gapping the Austrian driver behind us. We've most certainly got the pace. We are on his tail. Nothing we can do here though, so tap off just a little bit. the Austrian driver probably served the penalty, because there's quite a gap between us and the Austrian driver now. So I guess we've got clean air to make the overtake. Look at that drive. 0.3 seconds again. I think this time I might go for the overtake and see if I can gap Gabo. I think I'll be able to. I know I've got the pace on them. I feel pretty confident about that. On lap 2, coming down the Kimmel Straight, when a driver goes defensive to the inside, I like to keep them on the inside for as long as I can. Then move over to the racing line on the last minute to hopefully throw the other driver off and get them braking on a more slippery line. Can I go on the inside here? Nice. We did it. Now it's just about gapping them. Over the next lap, I was able to open up a gap on Gabo, but even with 6/10 gap, the slipstream was so strong that I still needed to go defensive down the Kimmel Straight. This wasn't going to be easy. Phew, he's right on my tail. I guess I didn't defend enough. He's back for some more play. Oh no, he's got a half a second penalty. This is gonna hurt him. Let's see, when he serves that penalty, are we gonna be able to break away far enough? Gabo makes what I think is a dirty racing move and serves the penalty on the grass, which means he has less grip for braking while serving the penalty, making the penalty less effective. We opened up a decent gap, and starting the run to the Kimmel Straight, I had almost a 0.9 second gap on him.
0.8 now.
But the gap closed to 0.6 seconds by the end of the straight. It was just too much slipstream to break free.
So this time, I don't think he's close enough to get a very strong slipstream from us. Yes, we'll be able to break free. We'll do it.
Near to the end of lap 4, he gained 0.15 seconds on me, probably still gaining time on me purely from my slipstream. Then, on the final lap, we're side by side again down the Kimmel Straight.
Final lap.
Unfortunately, going into the hairpin, I made a mistake and go deep, opening the door for Gabo to take the inside line. But I still managed to get a good run and stay on the inside for the next turn. I saw that I was basically ahead of him through the left-hander, and knowing that this was my final lap, I tried closing the door on him by using the entire width of the corner. Even a slight let off on the throttle in the next turn meant I had a really bad exit on the high-speed run to the final few turns.
Jeez, he's close.
Coming into the final chicane, I decided to go defensive to the middle of the track, thinking he was far enough behind to not go for an overtake, but he makes a last-minute move and gets the inside line.
Oh, he squeezes me wide. He moved under the braking, so I don't think that was completely legal. He moved from the left to the right, and I didn't move under the braking because I saw that he was moving. So yeah, you know, he did win.